Today I'm reacting to the watches worn by the kings of this world. The kings. Yes, there are no queens here. Apparently, for you lefties, there are no queens in this world at the moment. Well, there's one, at least as far as I know, the Dutch queen. But she's not really a queen, but she is a queen if you know. She's bucking the king.
She's a quilf.
A quilf. She's a quilf. It up. First off, we're gonna jump to, where the f are we gonna jump to? Oh, yeah, the main man. Why did you pick up the nerd photo of him? You know, there's a funny story with Mr. King Billy. Northern Ireland represent, also till I die.
Up the right.
I am independent. I love the island of Ireland.
Northern Ireland in particular.
And I am independent. I should actually be...
You're also Dutch.
I'm also Dutch, so I have nothing to do with this shit. Although I love this country. I love it too much. But there's a funny story with this man here. This man studied in the city of Leiden. My father had a small camera shop in the city of Leiden. He always brought his films to be developed by my father. So that's cool. My sister worked every Saturday in the shop, helped my father every Saturday in the shop. My sister actually met him like 100 times or something. And it's really funny that the press very often reached out to my father to get photos of the negatives that he had on film. But my father said, go f yourself. So that is my connection to the Dutch royal family. Anyway, it's about the watch. He's wearing a class watch. He is very wealthy though. The King of the Netherlands, King Willem-Alexander. He's wearing a Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Control calendar with a moon face, which back in the day retailed in about £25,000. Like it's worth 10 now, but like that's not the point. It's a class watch. Jaeger-LeCoultre is, I would say, a royal brand. I like that brand. They don't do anything weird. There's no controversy other than some Nazi stuff. Anyway, cool watch. Love it. Worth about 10 to 12,000 euros. So $15,000 maybe.
Keeping it quite humble.
Yeah, he's a humble man. He's a humble man. He does love his houses though, and his palaces and stuff. The watch of the King of Norway, King Harald V. V stands for 5. He's wearing a 1675. That is definite. I swear on my life, I didn't know what was coming up. Gavin all of a sudden brought me a vintage GMT, which is a 1985 Rolex GMT. It's not the same reference number, but it is the same idea. That wasn't planned. I swear on everyone's life that wasn't planned. But all of a sudden I'm like, It was here on my desk. There's a lot of things on my desk, actually. People have different opinions about this, but my opinion is the only one that matters because I am the king of watches. This is basically the second reference number of the GMT. This GMT replaced reference number 6542. The production of this watch started in and around the late 50s, 59, 1960, in and around that. They produced this for about 20 years. An insane reference number. The bezel actually on King Harald V is actually completely faded. Really cool to see. The Rolex GMT Master was not a watch that was introduced as a public watch, if you know what I mean. It was actually produced for an airliner called Pan Am in the 50s. A couple of years later, Rolex launched this watch for the public, and this is the second reference number, 1675. The value of this watch fluctuates so much. It all depends what the condition is. If it's still the original dial, which is most likely not the case, original bezel, which is most likely not the case. Basically, when you bring a watch for service, Rolex doesn't really care about the actual parts of the watch. All they care about is to make sure that this watch is accurate, and very often they replace the dial, replace the bezel, to bring the watch to Rolex standards. This was of course in a period where people didn't think about value retention. If the original parts are still in that watch, it is the most valuable. I can't really value this watch. It could be 10K and it could be 100K. It all depends on the condition and the parts, so it's very difficult. Before we head to the next king, make sure when you want to buy a watch, sell a watch, brideandpinion.com. We're authorized dealers of many brands. Jules Naude, Tissot, Hamilton, Raymond Wheel, what else? Casio! God there. We sell new, we sell pre-owned. We are the daddy. You should buy your watches there. And if you want to sell your watch, brideandpinion.com. Next king. From Norway, we go to Spain. King Felipe VI. Felipe VI. La cuenta, por favor. Dos cervezas, por favor. Una cenicero, por favor. Aquí, in the vagina. Lovely AP. For some reason, the sailing team Alinghi has a lot of collaboration with watch brand. I actually own the Tudor Alinghi, super cool. But this specific watch was launched for two special occasions. One was the 30th anniversary of the Royal Oak. The second part is to celebrate the 2003 win of the Alinghi sailing team. That is niche. Why are watch brands so connected to sailing brands? I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with sailing, but if I look at my social circle, nobody nobody does sailing. It is so niche, it baffles me. And this Alinghi is, of course, a sailing team, has collaborations with so many watch brands, it's insane. They produced 1,250 of these watches. It was around 2003, which potentially would have swapped hands in around the $15,000 to $20,000. If I go to any bloke on the street with money today, I said, do you know what Alinghi is? They're like, what the f are you talking about? What is this weird connection between Alinghi and watch brands? I'm very curious to know. The watch, however, is of course a purebred Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. Love it. I think it's cool. I'm just finding this Alinghi connection weird. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on there, but the watch is worth today about $14,000, $15,000. The King of Spain has his watches, the Señoritas and the La Cuentas and all of the things he has. But from Spain, we head towards Saudi Arabia, we head towards the Middle East. King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud. I am very often in the Emirates. Well, I know that Saudi has nothing to do with the Emirates, but I've never been in Saudi, so we need to change that. And I know that the families and the rulers in specific countries and specific Emirates within the Middle East are mad into watches. I have seen a collection that is absolutely scary, and I want to discover more collections within the Middle East, and specifically the royal collection of Saudi Arabia, because I don't know why you picked out this photo, but there's several other watches that the Saudi royal family has, which are, I would argue to say, the rarest of the rarest in the world ever. This is potentially one of the most understated ones. A Chopard Imperiale with a mother of pearl dial. If you look at the slope in the center of the dial, it gives it significantly more depth. It looks like there's a dial on top of a dial, but it isn't. It's an inlay of a mother of pearl. This watch is a quartz power movement. Watch is worth $3,000 to $5,000, but back in the day they were going for $7,500 to $8,000. The crown, of course, has the famous Chopard gemstone set in, same as Cartier always did. I don't know who copied who. It was it Chopard that copied Cartier or Cartier who copied Chopard? I would love to hear. 36mm, it's a more feminine watch.
Say that.
Not something for me. This is not something I would wear. But who am I? Oh yeah, I know who I am. I'm the king of all the watches in the world ever created. Give me a crown. No, give me a crown. Thank you.
Kick that off the plane!
From Saudi Arabia, we go to Qatar, the real money states in the world. Like, these guys own the world. They're so rich, they can buy the world. What Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, sorry if I absolutely destroyed that name, wearing is, well, from all the watches that the Qatari family made, biggest watch collectors. And all I see is a day date here. It's really hard to see which day date it is. It actually, to me, looks like a day date 2. If that is correct, it would be 218239. It would be the white gold day date 2. I cannot see the dial configuration. I cannot see what it is exactly. But for me to be really specific, really tell you what the Sheikh is wearing here, I need to see the watch better. I'm going to tell you one thing. The collection of the Qatari family and any family in the Middle East, the world has never seen those. They're insane. I hope one day I have an opportunity to do a video about some of the watches or show some of the watches. If there's anyone of any royal family watching this, because as you know, I am the king of watches, hit me up if we can make that happen. The watch world deserves it. From Saudi, we go to Bahrain. I have been in Bahrain as well, funny enough. And this watch is really special. I know about the existence of this watch, but I've never seen one in real life. This is the Patek Philippe World Timer 5230R. This is a limited edition piece that was produced 50 times. This watch actually comes in 2 iterations. Both iterations were produced 25 times. So there's 25 watches in rose gold and 25 watches in white gold. Absolute insane watch. And that red, that vibrant red, represents the vibrant color of the Bahrain flag. This was made to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the connection of Patek Philippe and Bahrain. Basically the presence of Patek Philippe in Bahrain. I've no clue what the value is of that watch today. It retailed in around the $99,000. But that was when it was introduced in 2017, 2018. Today's value probably is about 10% more. So let's say $110,000. And from Bahrain, we go to Morocco. We go from the Middle East to Africa. Did you know that? Or is it me that is just being stupid?
What, the Morocco's in Africa?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it from Spain, from Gibraltar.
I always thought that was Middle East because I probably am stupid or something.
It has the same vibe.
Yeah, it has the same vibe, so that's why, but it's actually Africa. What can I say? I'm the king of watches, not the king of geography. Well, he looks like a madman. He looks like a mad bastard. He looks like someone that's good crack on a night out. Daddy shit. Unbelievable. 5980, 1400G, meaning this is the white gold factory set, 5980. Everything you see here is done by Patek. This is the daddy. This was $1 million at some point, or even more. I find it very difficult where the value sits today, but I would say $500,000 would be accurate. From here we go to where the is this guy from? Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah.
Sultan of Brunei.
Oh, Sultan of Brunei. Oh, he's only the richest guy on the planet, I believe. This is a piece unique, Richard Mille Arm 5602. That's made for the Sultan himself. What's his worth? 4 million, mate. 4 or 5 million, minimum. Oh, yeah. He probably paid 1 or 2, but because it's piece unique, Richard Mille, those are in demand. Insane. And from the Sultan, we go back home to the UK. King Charles, the main man. Does he have anything to say in this world, by the way?
No, he's kind of just a figurehead.
Ceremonial. Lovely Cartier Santos Dumont. I bought that for my wife, actually.
No, that was back when he was a prince.
Oh, this was Prince.
So that's what we princes watch.
The royal family's collection, the Queen's Patek, could potentially be the most valuable watch ever created.
Yes, we talked about that around the time when she died a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
What happened to that watch? Where'd it go?
Yeah, where did it go? Because probably the family probably saw my video and says, you know what, we're going to shift it for 100 million. King Charles, Parmigiani Fleurier, a brand that is nearly dead to the grind. This watch is worth $10,000, absolute tops. Parmigiani Fleurier, like they're really trying and they're failing every time, if you know what I mean.
Why is he wearing a Parmigiani Fleurier then?
I don't know. Maybe that was a gift from someone. He doesn't go out to a Parmigiani Fleurier boutique to buy that. It's also aesthetically not the most beautiful watch on the planet. Patek Philippe is significantly better perpetual calendars. Actually, I would argue to say Patek Philippe is the granddaddy of the perpetual calendar chronograph. Maybe bought on a flea market. Who knows? Parmigiani Fleurier is, I would say, dead to the grind.